Hello, hello, everybody.
What's up?
Uh,
Hope y'all having a beautiful day.
yes, indeed. Another new episode, another new day. Um,
Welcome back.
yeah, welcome back, of course.
Or welcome in if it's your first time.
Yeah. Uh, of course, this is my
And trust.
yes
And this is the Awakening
awakening room.
Room podcast.
Yes. Um. So today I had a little conversation earlier, and I thought it would be cool if we spoke a bit about belief.
Mhm.
Belief. Um, being truthful with yourself,
Mhm.
being honest with yourself. And it was another one I said right before we started. But
Well, I mean,
those
faith is the same as belief. It was like belief, faith, being truthful. Anything else, I'm sure to
the
unravel.
rest of it unravel, yeah. But even with the things we've learned, the experiences we've had, like how often do you go back to your belief system? Because a lot of times, with anybody, you can drift away, drift off.
You mean the foundation of
The
your beliefs?
foundation of the
Okay.
belief system, yes. The other one is overthinking, thinking too much,
Okay.
thinking too much, and I guess that ties into the beliefs because like I said, as the things that, excuse me, that we've learned and experienced, um, you can still drift off a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and that can also be a sign, or it can happen because of overthinking and
Right.
being honest with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
knowing what is what, and then going back to that foundation as a compass.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Okay.
what do you
What
what
do
are
I
you
think?
thinking? Yes.
Um, I think, like you said, being able to go back to your foundation when you feel like you've kind of drifted off, or where you just don't feel connected, or you feel like you're having a moment of despair, or however you would describe it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Having that back to the basics moment, you know, whatever it is that you cultivated in the beginning, right, of your journey or your experience, those core principles, sometimes even they may just be principles. You sometimes we do find ourselves needing to reset because something has occurred that shifts us away for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, um I think it's a lot of people can relate to when you're going through a struggle in your life, right? You feel like, oh, everything is going good. I'm doing this, I'm able to do whatever, and then things change. And now you're feeling like, well, what's happening? Because you feel like you're doing the things that you've been guided to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, okay, I keep getting this message and I'm doing that. They keep saying, "Oh, do my affirmations." Doing that. Be positive. I'm doing that. Focus on this. I'm doing that. Be creative. I'm doing that.
Yeah.
But then it seemed like things aren't adding up for you, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm doing all of this, so why am I not getting what I'm looking for?
Okay.
So that can shift you out of your beliefs,
Yeah.
or out of that vibration, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of, yeah, I'm gonna hold on. I know things are this, that, because you get weary.
Yeah, and a lot of times we do get these messages. You're like, it's almost there. Just hold on a little bit longer, and
But
then you hold on, and then
yeah,
it's like, hold on a little bit longer. You're like,
how
how
long is
long
a
is a little
little
bit longer?
bit? How long is a little bit longer? But then it's a divine
Yeah,
timing.
everything,
You gotta
everything.
trust the divine timing and
Yeah.
have that faith. And then, like you said, it's like, Well, you know what? I don't see the faith no more because I've been holding on. I feel like it's been a lot a bit longer, and y'all keep saying a little bit
A little
longer.
bit longer. It became a lot a bit longer.
When is it gonna shift?
Yeah.
So we, as humans,
Yeah.
absolutely positively, we,
Start to overthink and doubt.
yes, we do. The
Yeah.
doubt creeps in.
And I've been there for sure. We have all been there,
Hmm.
in all honesty. It's just like, what do you do?
What do you do?
You know?
Do you continue to just be like, you know what, man? I'm gonna just go do what I'm doing and never mind the rest of it? Or do you have a way that you were able to gather yourself and, I guess, quote unquote, put yourself back on track?
Yeah. Like I said, it's the conversation we had earlier, and it's just like the overthinking can
Hmm.
become a problem. And I would sit and I would play a whole bunch of scenarios, scenarios that never even happened, but I just play scenarios,
The
possibilities,
possibilities.
probabilities, and all of these things. And then, I get into it so deep until things start becoming paradoxes. Like I'll be like,
Hmm.
there's a contradiction here, there's a contradiction there. And you'd be like, well, it's not a contradiction, it's a paradox. And then, it just continues to
Just
get deeper and
continue.
deeper. And
Yeah.
then you catch yourself and it's like, okay, how did I even get here? We're like, what am I
What
what
did
am
I
I actually
start
talking
with?
about right now? And then because sometimes that can happen. You can wander off so far
Hmm.
and be like, wait, these things is not even in the vicinity right now.
Yeah.
So why even think about it? Why give it that time of
Why give
day?
it? Hmm.
Right? So then I always just go back to like, okay, these are the foundations, the principles,
Hmm.
you know, um, the compass. So you go back to the compass to get back on track. If you are to go uh, due north, why are you going southwest? get back on track. Get
Oh
back on
man.
track.
Right? What direction is your compass showing right
You
now?
know, and it's that thing, though. And sometimes even with the guidance, it does take the individual themselves
Hmm.
to to be truthful with themselves.
Hmm.
You know, aside from what society is going on, what you are going through, internal, your thoughts,
Hmm.
your emotions, because a lot of times with your thoughts and emotions, again, doesn't sort of say reflect what your reality is. If you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I know that might, okay, the way it sounds, somebody be like, wait a minute, how do my thoughts and emotions not reflect my reality?
But you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and hopefully you're listening, understand, get what I'm saying, grasp what I'm saying, and because when you have these internal conflicts,
Hmm.
even though your internal conflicts is not what's happening in your reality, right, in your present reality,
Hmm.
the way you think and the way you go about it will make it your
Yeah.
reality,
Yeah.
and that's not what you want. um so again, what do you do? How do you check yourself on that?
Hmm.
Like truly check yourself, because again, you could say, okay, so for a lot of people, it's always that thing like, trust your intuition, and everybody, yeah, of course I trust, but do you really? Do
Right.
you really? Or you just saying that because that's what you feel, and you just feel strongly about that, even if that is not true,
Right.
even
But
if it's not true to you, but that's just how you feel. Like, know the difference.
yeah, I think we kind of touched on this in another episode, like the intuition versus, I think the word we used was ego, or whatever other word you want to use in place of it. But it's like, how do you know it is actually your intuition and not a projection of your
Yeah,
own biasness and things of that nature?
because sometimes you want what you want and
And
you're not getting it, so you get upset.
exactly.
And again, just go off of the foundations,
Yeah.
you know. So, like, are you truly uh, sticking with your intuition?
Mm-hmm.
Um, are you being true with yourself in
Mm-hmm.
certain situations? A lot of times, people don't. the truth is, a lot of people want to be right,
Hmm.
and it hurts
To
to
be
be
wrong.
wrong. Why? Don't know. But
Or to, and not even to say to be wrong, but it hurts to not, or it makes you feel some type of way to, it's like I want to find another word instead of wrong.
well, it's not wrong, but it's just feel whatever that is,
Yeah.
express it, and then just put it to the side. You know,
Right.
because like I was saying, um, there's moments that I have, and I catch myself, and I'll be like, why am I doing that? Why? Like I know better than that.
Hmm.
Like just this is not that.
Yeah.
You know, whatever that may be, it's not that. That is not actually what's happening or what it is. It may feel like that.
Hmm.
You're in a mindset. It's like, oh, this is never gonna happen, or you're not gonna get this. These things never add up, and
You're placing all of that in
yeah,
your mind yourself.
yeah. And when you start to think like that,
Hmm.
you respond that way, you
Hmm.
feel that way, it becomes that way.
Yeah. It's
Even though you are to know better, and you may know better,
right.
but you do slip. People do slip.
Yes, we do. And it always makes me remember when we are given the guidance or when we are told it's as simple as a choice. Like you absolutely it's literally just that easy. Like you said, if that's your train of thought and if that's the things that you're saying, then yes, that's exactly what you're going to feel and experience. And you can decide, you can choose when you wake up in the morning, oh, I'm going to be happy today. I'm going to smile today. I'm going to laugh today. That don't mean moments might not happen where you're not laughing and joking and smiling and playing. But if you consciously make the decision, like today, I'm gonna like focus most of the day on pleasantries and positivity, then that's what you will start to notice most of, right? And even in moments where you notice the opposite, you don't absorb it
Yeah,
and you don't let it shift you into something opposite because you choose not to, right? It's like, for example, for myself, if I get up and I feel like I'm in a negative mood or something, like most of the time I'll just put a smile on my face and be like, no, I'm happy, I'm positive, like, and then I'll just go
yeah,
about my day and try to be as happy go lucky as possible. It's like there's no reason for me to mope around. Why am I moping around for what?
yeah. Especially if you don't have a reason. And this is also something I was taught a while ago. Because when you are in your sleep state, right,
Mm-hmm.
your consciousness travel, your energy, your spirit, so however you decide, it's still traveling, it's still experiencing,
Mm-hmm.
right? So sometimes in these travels, you are experiencing something and you don't know why upon awakening.
Mm-hmm.
And you just wake up in a way, in a mood, and you don't
Right.
know, and that energy attaches to you,
Mm-hmm.
and you carry it through because you won't adjust your
Right.
energy. And that's how that has happened with me. There's been times where, it's like, why I wake up in a bad mood
And
or
you feel
whatever, and then
irritated.
I tell
Mm-hmm.
myself, okay,
Shake it
like
off.
shake it off, like you have no reason.
Release it.
And there's times where I try to smile or do something, but I'll be like, this is just not how I feel,
Mm-hmm.
even though I know better.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like I kind of go back, which again kind of makes me, the question to the masses is, why is it we as a people seem to like to sit in those low vibrational
Mm-hmm.
moments? Like, why is that comfort for people? And that
Yeah.
happens to everybody.
Yeah.
That happens to everybody.
Why is it comfortable to think on the negative
On it,
track?
yeah,
And we don't mean comfortable as like, oh, I enjoy this. This is comfortable. The comfortable meaning you're literally okay with being in there. Like
yeah,
in that sense, it's like you don't consciously make an effort to remove yourself from it. It's like
yeah,
it is what it is. I'ma just be in here right
yeah.
now.
And then you just feel that way regardless. Like so, for example, um, hmm, I'm trying to figure out example, even though I just said for example. Gotta think before you speak.
Well,
Um,
I
Good.
can say one thing, for example, is you mentioned how you go through how people go through their minds, and think of all these scenarios that have never happened because they're possible to happen. What if this happens or what if that happens? Like you can have conversations with people and just discussing things and be like, yo, you should try sipping paint. Just to, like if they're looking for activities to do, try that. And then but what if I get there and then the paint falls on my clothes, and what if this, and just all kind of things that be like, why are you even
Yeah.
bringing this into the situation?
Yeah. But I was more so the example I wanted to try is where you can just be better with other people.
Mm-hmm.
It's that thing where we went to Chick-fil-A the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
yeah, we went to Chick-fil-A and
sorry, Teach.
and you were saying that, oh, she didn't say whatever the phrase is that they
My
say.
pleasure.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, well, if they don't say that, you can report them and say
And get free food.
this meal is supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
free because they didn't say their phrase. And then I was just like, well, what would be the point of
Point in
that?
doing
Like
that.
that's petty as
Mm-hmm.
hell.
It is.
And I think that's the point. Like, why is it those vibrations? Is like, why do people want to sit in those things? Like, why would you
Yeah.
want to be petty?
Exactly.
Because I was saying to you, I was like, well, you don't know what that person. It was hot.
It was very hot.
And then
And
she
they
had long
outside.
sleeve shirts. She had a hat on. All of these things, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
you don't know why this person decided to take it. Maybe they're young and just want their first job, whatever the
Mm-hmm.
situation is. But for you to go there and tell them like, the person didn't say the phrase, so
Mm-hmm.
this should be free.
And now you're gonna get that person
now,
in trouble.
yeah,
It's a whole domino effect.
it's a domino effect now.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you woke up in a bad day, or everybody always says, why didn't, because I felt like it.
Right.
Like,
And it's not even because you even necessarily had a bad day, but like you said, it's that pettiness. It's like, oh, I can actually get a free meal now because they didn't
Yeah,
say
like-
this. All I got to do is tell the manager.
well, they should have just did
They
their
shoulda just
job.
did-
And
yeah.
But again, why?
Why do you feel the need to do that?
Again, it's the pettiness, but it's like, why do people, well, I could save my little bit of money, but you don't know what that person did
Exactly.
and why they even outside while you're in the car with air conditioner feeling
Right.
comfortable.
Ordering you the food.
It's like, it's those little things,
Yeah.
and as a people, we do that. It's just people project, like I said,
Yes.
whatever it is, how you wake up or whatever the mood is, but it's that thing again.
Mhm.
When you ask the person, because I can do it because I feel like it, because I
Right.
want to. It's just
Right.
like, but why is that a thing?
Why don't you just want to be positive?
Yeah.
Why do you want to go down that route when you
Yeah.
could just accept the fact that they were still polite, even though they didn't do the company catchphrase?
Yeah.
She was still polite, still did her job. Like,
But the point is, it's like, how do you catch yourself?
right.
How do you adjust the energy when
Mhm.
needed
Mm-hmm.
to do better, to get back on
Yeah.
route?
Right. Do you even catch yourself? Because maybe there are a lot of people who don't catch themselves, and they're just like,
And
well,
they-
I'm okay with being this way and doing these
Yeah.
things like this.
But then once it's time to adjust, to make the adjustments, it becomes harder.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes harder for a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
because, again, now, especially if there's anybody who like speaks out
Mm-hmm.
to masses of people or whatever, like you kind of have to speak on that. You have to say where you went wrong at. I mean, you would think it would be the nice thing to do,
It
but
would be nice, but you're
it
not
doesn't-
obligated.
You're not obligated to do anything. Truly,
Yeah.
you're not obligated.
Check out the previous episode.
Yeah, you're not obligated. But it is those things like, what is it you do to check yourself? How do you say, okay, why am I thinking this? Why am I doing that? Why am I feeling like this?
Mm-hmm.
You catch it, you check it, and then to get back on track. Because sometimes it's like, well, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but there's times where I get upset with myself because I start to drift off. And then once I realize and get back on track to what is happening,
Mm-hmm.
I sit there and be like, yo, I can't believe I'm just being dumb right now. Like, I just wasted time with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so for me, sometimes I get upset with myself. I'll be like, for what? Like, for what reason?
And I think for me, I feel like maybe for most people who have their own system of checks and balances on themselves, it starts with your inner dialogue, right?
Mhm.
you do go through a thought process. You sit and think. It's like, all right, why am I acting like this right now? Or why am I feeling this way right now, right? And so you, in your mind, maybe you make a list. This is what happened, and this is why I feel this way. And then it's like you bring it into the center and say, but do I have to feel this way?
You don't.
Do I actually have to
But,
feel
and
this way?
that's exactly the point that I'm making.
And then if I decide, like usually it's a no, I don't have to feel this way. Like just speaking for myself, it's like, okay, no, I don't need to feel any type of way about this right now. So just release it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I acknowledge that I was feeling this way. Why is this irritating me right now? Because I can just move on from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have to, let's say for if you're watching something and you're getting irritated by it, it's like I could just turn it off. I don't need to watch it. If
Yeah.
it's really irritating me, I could just turn it off. Or if you want to continue watching it, then examine why this part is irritating you. Why is this irritating me? Is it because it's connecting, I'm resonating with something and it's showing me something? Or am I being biased or something? Like literally go through and ask yourself, like, what could be the cause?
Yeah. But to an extent, again, this is what I'm asking is like, how often do people
How
even do
often?
that much
Yeah.
to like really break everything down?
Yeah. And I feel like for me, it may be little spurts of every day. Like not to like an extreme point, but there may be something daily that you may question within yourself. It's like, like can I be better in this way? Or can I do something different that will provide some type of improvement for me?
Shift everything.
Yeah. So it may be like even the smallest moment of a day. It may not be the whole day. And like I said, it may not be something big. It could be the smallest little thing. It's like, what can I do to not repeat what I felt yesterday?
Yeah.
Or something of that nature.
And it's very interesting,
Yeah.
these things, and how to adjust.
Yeah.
I know it seems simple, but I was had another thought, but it's there's these things. So even like this morning, I wake up. I had to travel with a
hmm
sister, and I thought to myself, I'm like, well, why every time I have these travels and my sister there, we're always going back and forth.
hmm
And I remember like the part of the travel, I left the house, and I would remember thinking to myself in the travel, I was like, yo, I hate her. I hate her. Like
hmm
I can't stand her. And then I'm thinking, it's like, well, why? Because again, as you wake,
hmm
certain feelings may linger, you
hmm
know. But I'm like, well, I know that's not the case.
Right.
So why is that? And
hmm
if you continue to think on it, or just let that feeling run freely,
hmm
it can build up some kind of
Yeah.
animosities or something in the corners of your
Yeah.
mind or whatever. So I'm just like, well, why is that?
Right.
There's no reason. So you can just let it go,
Yeah.
you know.
And I
But
think that the example of carrying things over from travel state is very it's a good topic to bring up for people because maybe people don't realize that that is something that's occurring, that they are carrying things over from the travel state. And to even be aware that that is something that's occurring, then you can watch out for that. And then you can know, oh, I'm only feeling this way because I had this interaction in my travel with this person and it was a negative experience there. So when I see them in my awakened state today, I'm kind of frowning at them. No, it's because that carried over. Like
yeah,
identify it and release it.
yeah, so and as we were talking, I think even yesterday, we were just speaking on how a lot of things don't make sense, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Then we started getting into contradictions and paradoxes of things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I mean, I want to still stay on track though for this first part at least. It's just like I guess for the listeners and things like, what is it?
What's your process?
Yeah, what is like? I'm actually interested. I am
Mm-hmm.
interested. You know.
On how they gather themselves back, get themselves back into alignment.
Yeah, like that. This is a. I am actually really interested.
Mm-hmm.
And how often can you catch yourself
Mm-hmm.
and truly
Mm-hmm.
and truly check yourself
Because that
and be
really, yeah,
honest,
I was just about
not
to
just to
say,
yourself but also to other people.
yeah, that's that accountability,
Yeah.
self accountability, and then like you said, when it comes to doing so for other people, like if you misjudged someone or projected something of yourself onto someone else, like are you able to check yourself on that and say, yo, I know I said this, but this was a bit of projection. I apologize. Like, do
Hmm.
you go back and clear that up and let the person know? And it really does take being completely honest with yourself. It sounds like it's something easy to do, right? It's like, oh yeah, people, because people say
But
I'm always honest with myself.
yeah, but this is why I wanted to speak on that
Mm-hmm.
because everybody says it.
Mm-hmm.
But do you truly
Mm-hmm.
apply it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you adjust it? Do you make those adjustments?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody says things, like earlier episodes, we spoke on a lot of unconditional love, and everybody says, yeah, yeah, yeah. Unconditional. Everybody's unconditional love. They show and give but
But
do you
not
truly?
really.
You know what I mean? So again, like, are you true?
Yeah.
Are you really truthful?
I think one of the scenarios,
And it has to
um,
be for a reason that we're even speaking on it this
yeah,
directly true. Even though I said, from a travel or the conversation we had,
yeah,
it has to be something for somebody to hear this.
yes. And I was gonna bring it back to part of the conversation that we had yesterday, where it was posed the whole good versus evil thing, right? Being that you mentioned the unconditional love and the really truly.
Yeah.
So the whole concept within our human experience, society, etc., of good versus evil. Like of course, when you are within consciousness communities, spirituality, they will tell you, you will come to the awareness of there is no such thing as good and evil. Like those are subjective things that come into play through the moral compass that's set by society, right?
Mm-hmm.
So part of the conversation yesterday was this whole concept of good versus evil. And the scenario that was proposed was, if there are two individuals that you know nothing of, and you just happen to become aware that person A claimed the life of person B, innately you are going to state person A is bad because they claim the life of person B. Because based off of, you know, society and the things that we're taught, to take someone's life is wrong. That makes you
Mm-hmm.
wrong, that makes you bad, that makes you evil. Now, we don't know any additional context as to what occurred in this whole situation. All we know is person A claimed person B's life.
Mm-hmm.
So we will say, people in general will say, yeah, person A is bad and person B is good. Now, if you get to the point of there is no such thing as good and bad, there is no such thing as evil, there is only, there just, we all exist. And applying unconditional love to to this scenario, when you hear of this situation, do you formulate a judgment? Can you now look at person A and just not think, oh, you're a murderer? Or is that all you're going to think, regardless? So that's also a way to kind of I guess, a checks and balances way. Again, you don't know anything about this individual. This may be the one thing, quote unquote, bad that they've ever done. And we don't, nobody knows the reason, etc., etc. This is all you know. Are you formulating a judgment, or are you going to allow this person to just be and just exist? Can you disassociate? Can you detach from our societal programming and just accept them as a person, or are you going to form that judgment?
Yeah.
I'd like y'all to answer that question.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's weird to me because again, it's like a lot of people. All right, so I'm gonna just use examples. I'm not gonna use anybody in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But for example, there are people that I know, relatives and such, that claim a lifestyle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, clean, a good, whatever you decide to call it,
Mm-hmm.
right? A lifestyle of good. But do you realize how some people always like to, well, these people sometimes always, sometimes always, I just caught myself, but they watch certain shows
Mm.
where in the movie this person is shooting everybody up.
Mm-hmm.
They watch reality shows to where these people are fighting and it's a whole lot of drama. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, but you live and portray this lifestyle, but you're so entertained with the other. Like, why is that?
Hmm.
Wouldn't that show something? Why
Hmm.
is this something that takes your time from your day?
Right,
That you're
because
so entertained by, you're so caught up in.
mm-hmm.
But then to the masses, to society, you're
Picture perfect.
picture perfect. Or, no, I want to do this. I always give, and whatever the case,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Wouldn't that say there's some type of something?
Well,
Not necessarily a conflict, but
not
there's something
necessarily,
there to
because
why you're entertaining it so
it's like, why
heavily.
are you entertaining? Well, because oftentimes we're told what you ingest, what you consume, and not just, you know, food wise, what you consume entertainment wise, what you read, what you listen to,
Mm-hmm.
all matters
It does.
because it affects you energetically, whether or not you
Aware of it or
realize it.
not, yeah.
Because think about it. A lot of people will say they, are watching something, and let's say there's a character that does something they disagree with. Oh, I can't stand this character. I hate them. That's the energy, that's being presented, to the point where if they see that actor out, they start yelling
Oh,
and screaming at
that's
that actor.
crazy. I've
It's like,
seen,
oh, you did this. Like,
like it's an
man,
act, yeah.
I was playing a role. That was not me personally, but why did you attach to it so
So
heavily
much, yeah.
that you see this person out and about now, because that energy that you consumed consistently while watching that movie or that TV show has now framed your viewpoint on this person.
There's been plenty of actors and actresses who spoke on their experiences and be like, look, that was a role. Like that's not
Right.
actually me. I mean, kudos to that actor or actress. You played the role
Right.
that well.
Right.
But again, people get so consumed and caught up in these things.
Yeah.
But then
But
if you ask them or tell them, or point out certain characteristics, they feel like that's not them.
yeah.
But
But
why is it that you
hmm,
why is it that happens?
I'm gonna kind of meet you in the middle with this one,
I
because
mean, it's a question. It's not just
yeah,
me, but I
I
mean,
know
it's a question.
it's a question, but I'm gonna meet in the middle on the, you can watch it and it not necessarily be more than you just watching it for like the entertainment purposes or things of that nature. I will say that because there may be a variety of things that are different that you may actually watch. You may be just very open minded about different things that you watch. You can watch like a bunch of positive things, and then on this hand, you just happen to be watching this one hood TV show. I'll just call
No,
it.
well, what I'm saying is there are. certain some people like to watch very specific
Specifically.
shows, and they like truly like zoom in on it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Now, for example, like I mean, we just was watching Game of Thrones last night,
Right. House of the Dragon.
and people getting killed, all kind of craziness is happening.
Right.
But again, we know it's fantasy. It's from a
Yeah.
book, first of all.
Yeah.
It's it's just like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But again, where this is like reality shows, or certain movies, and
That's supposed
people,
to be like
they,
based on real life or
yeah,
something.
and then they just be like, oh no, this is not me, and
Just a bunch of
they just,
messiness.
yeah, it's like, why? And it's the question. The reason why I'm asking is because that is being entertained, and again, you're attaching
Attention
to
to
it.
it.
Like,
Yeah.
so how, I don't know. I guess everything is. Everything is full circle. So I don't know.
Okay.
I wonder.
Just wondering.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Well, yeah. Let us know what y'all's perspectives are on things like that. You know, again, this is just to create conversation and to create thought processes.
Perspectives. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Did we um get into we got into the overthinking
Of sorts. Yeah.
of sorts.
I mean, I guess we could have went more, but I do feel like we sped up through it.
Okay.
But
There was another part that you had started speaking to, but you was like you wanted to get back on the compass. The how do you check yourself?
yeah, I just pushed that off to the side. I don't even know what that was anymore. I don't even know what that was, because
You don't remember
I
what
wanted
it
to
is?
focus on what we were talking about before I went
Yeah.
anywhere else.
Oh man. So um the faith, beliefs, compass, overthinking, and there was another part that you were saying that you were thinking about based off of the conversations.
I said it.
I don't remember. I was recapping from my own memory.
You just said it.
That was
It
all of
was,
them?
yes. That's
Oh.
what I said. That was everything.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Thought I was missing something. That's
No,
what
it was three things. Yeah.
that's why I brought it back. I was like, wait, I thought I was missing something.
But oh, I think what I was gonna get into were the paradoxes.
Ah,
That's what it was.
that's
More of the
there it is.
paradoxes.
Yes.
But
Yes.
because the thing with the paradoxes, because it was a point where we were talking, and it was like it's a contradiction. But then I noticed, I was like, well, it's not really a contradiction.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a paradox.
Mm-hmm. And just to give a little context to that, it's like the entirety of our society is a paradox.
It is, because truly, truly,
It's the
it
biggest
is.
example or best example of a paradox we can give. And that was, what was basically being stated in the conversation, right? It's like when you disagree with the way society functions, with the things that, we have to go through and experience because of the rules and laws and established everythings that have been put into place well before our time.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you be a separate entity and
Yes.
operate within, yourself and what your truest desires and thinking for yourself when you also have to play along with the
What the
societal
societal
rules?
things, yeah. you know. And I think that's what it was. We were
Mm-hmm.
speaking on getting to your sovereign
Sovereign
self,
self.
and breaking down what the sovereign self is, and
Mm-hmm.
which she just explained, to thinking for yourself, being for yourself,
Yeah,
aside from what society's guidelines are, you
exactly.
being in thinking for yourself,
Right.
truly being
Making your
individual,
own
yes,
choices.
aside from what anybody else or anything else is
Yes.
said.
So, for example, we are all brought up in our formal education system, you know, oh, you must do this, you must do that, is what you hear throughout your childhood, right? You must do this. This is the right way to be. This is the right way to dress. This is the right way to look. This is the right, all of this programming. So returning to your sovereign self is like shedding all of that programming, relieving ourselves of all of the identity factors that are placed upon us by others, whether it's parents, teachers, siblings, friends, employers, whoever, and just being like you.
Yeah. Because again, even with that, and again, people be like, yeah, well, I'm always
I'm always me.
me being me, but at the same time, is that true?
Right.
So again, here we go. Is that actually true? Because that's what you think and that's how you feel, and be like, well, this is what I like. This is, but is that true?
Truly, how you.
Because again, when you start to find more of your true identity, you realize a lot of your thoughts and
Come from somewhere
the
else.
ways you go about it is not actually you.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to make those adjustments because they're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then you start to feel like, well, that's not me. Maybe that's, if you make these adjustments, it'd be a better you. You know,
For yourself,
for
not
yourself.
for the opinion of others, but a better
Exactly
you
what
for
I'm saying.
yourself. Yes. Because just even something as simple as the whole concept of fairy tale weddings and things of that nature. As growing up as a female, that's what you're pushed to. Oh, you have to have this huge, beautiful wedding. You gotta have the Prince Charming gotta come rescue you.
Oh,
And so that's what you grow up wanting. Oh, my dream wedding. Most girls, so most females, we grow up with an idea of what our perfect, picture perfect moments will be. The White House, picket fence, or whatever it is, big house, white picket fence, and all of the beautifulness and all of that, because that's a program that was pushed.
yeah. So anyway, this is like when you're doing these paradoxes, is how do you get out of that? Again,
Yeah. How do you be and think of yourself for yourself when you also have to navigate within the rules and laws that are set up before us? It's like, okay, I want to do this, but I also have to keep in mind that I can't break the law or I can't, meaning like there are rules, right? Societal rules, even as far as like capitalism is concerned. Let's say you want to move somewhere and you really want to live there, but now you have to go within whatever rules and laws as far as relocating. A lot of people talk about leaving the country, moving out of the country, right? You can't just pick up and move out of the country. You got to get a passport. You got to do visa this and you got to do that. And why can't you just get up and go when you just want to? So that would be a paradox in that. It's like, yes, my choice, this is what I would like to do, but there's only so much I can do without going through these bureaucracies.
yeah. I mean, so it's those things, and of course, the way to do it is you have to find the balance, the best balance for you to move forward. Because again, it's like, you go elsewhere, you want better, right? So, for example, you go from one place to another. One state has a higher cost of living opposed to the other state, right? And so you could be used to the salaries, everything. This job you get in, let's say somewhere good six
Six
figures,
figures.
and then you go to this other state and that is drastically
Drastically different. Same job.
Same job, same thing, but it's a big difference.
Yeah.
How do you how do you function with that?
Right.
Now, saying not to say that you just had this one place in a high cost of living state,
Yeah.
and now you're going to another. So now say like you have that same experience, but now you're looking for work. Like how do you,
Yeah.
and it
Trade
doesn't add
offs.
up. Yeah, these trade offs. Like
Mm-hmm.
how would that work? Like what is it you do? You know?
Mm-hmm. You do your best
It
to navigate through it.
yeah, I mean, and again, it all comes back to balance.
Yeah.
It comes back to balance. And then with the balance, how how do you maintain your energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you change your thought processes and things of that nature
Mm-hmm.
and get back to the foundation, the
Mm-hmm.
compass.
Yeah.
You know, because like for example, we even spoke yesterday. We were speaking on Thailand again, and I was like, it's so crazy because you know certain people, like some of the coaches and things. We went out to eat, and the coach shoe actually came apart, and I was like, he helps and does so much.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was something different about another person, and you know who openly speaks about their life and you
Mm-hmm.
know the differences that and struggles that they go through,
Right.
and they seem to have more of everything, and it's just like how does this make sense
Yeah.
with people? And I you know because initially it was like it's not just a country thing, it's like it's a world thing,
Yeah.
it's all
Yeah.
over the world. And then
It
today
is.
this morning you showed me the video
Mm-hmm.
of the lady in the
Mm-hmm.
rain.
With her
It's a whole
baby.
story. If
Yeah.
you want to talk, you could explain it.
It's a came across a and also want to say if you do hear any background noise, my very lively nephews are here, so apologies on that, but should be cool. So the real um this lady, it was in Africa. Whatever this content, I don't remember his name, the content creator, I guess this is something that he does, like he goes out and helps people that he comes across. And this lady was walking, it was raining, she has this basket on her head, and her baby is, on her back, with the wrap around, and she has on like this plastic poncho because it's raining so the baby doesn't get wet. So he, signals for her. She comes over to his vehicle, and he's asking her questions, um ask about like why she's out there with the baby like this, where she lives, like where's, is she married, where's her husband, things of that nature, just getting a little information. And he offers to give her a ride, to get her out of the rain with the baby. Immediately she, covers her face, in tears, just from his kind gesture. So but from there it doesn't end. Like he takes her to the store, lets her get, all the things that she will need. And just seeing her gratitude, the way she showed her gratitude by literally dropping to her knees on the ground, it was just really humbling to see. And you could tell that she was very grateful. And but the question would be like, why does this even need to be a thing?
Yeah,
Right? That's like the whole point that you're making. Like, why does there have to be a situation that this woman is in where she needs this type of help to come along and make a difference like this, that has her dropping to her knees to give so many thanks, and she did it so many times.
she did it.
And,
And then at the end, you know, he told her to close her after she got home. He told her
mhm,
to close her eyes because he had something else for you. Close his eye. She closed her eyes. He has an envelope, a brick of money,
brick of money.
and she just jumps like almost dropped the baby and everything. And then
Yeah.
he asked her, "Do you have an account?"
Mhm.
And because the lady has broken English,
Mhm.
and you know, I guess some of the villagers or neighbors or whatever
Came
they were saying it's
around.
like you know she doesn't have a account or anything like that. So he brought out and gave her extra money, and she did it again.
Mhm.
And so as he's leaving to go to his car, she runs and jumps on him again, like
She
she's just
did.
so happy.
Yeah,
And
life
I'm just
changing
like,
for her.
it is, it's amazing, and it's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But the fact that
It has to be a thing.
it's a thing to even
Yeah.
begin with in
Yeah.
these manners, it's like it's so weird.
Yeah.
It's weird, and I do get that people make their own decisions, situations happen. I do get it, but a lot of that is because of the infrastructure that's
Right.
already in place and has been
Mm-hmm.
in place for so long,
Mm-hmm.
to where truly no government, no governing body
Right.
can can claim uh, territory over a land. This
Right.
land has been here longer than you can think.
Imagine.
Yeah, it's like it's always been here.
Right.
No one governing body can
Should
make
have the,
territory
yep.
over a land or say,
Yeah.
in order for you to come from this place to this place, you owe money, you owe
Right.
documents.
Right.
No, the land has always been.
Mm-hmm. It's like if we could hit the reset button
You know what I mean?
and wipe away with all of the things like that, so people can just live without having to worry about, oh, I need to buy this land or I need to pay taxes on this land. But then everybody, people can't fathom a world where systems such as that don't exist, because they will jump to the, well, if it was like that, then somebody's always going to try to steal the land from somebody else, or they automatically jump to all the negative
Again, and
possibilities.
then it's that thing again. So again, why do you sit and be so comfortable, or why
Mm-hmm.
is it you go back to those things?
Things. Right.
So everything again now is coming back full
Full
circle.
circle.
Why is that?
Right. Why
You know,
can't it
because
be?
we're talking about how the governor and how things are, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, it's always been so.
But
But you can think outside of that.
yeah.
Again, this is what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think outside
Outside.
of what society puts?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, as the people come together and think as a unit,
Unit.
as a
Mm-hmm.
mind, you can overthrow
Overthrow.
any government.
Yup.
You can overthrow anything because you want what the people need. And when the people
Yes.
come together, there's nothing stronger than that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So again, everything comes back full circle to the initial conversation.
Mm-hmm.
How do you check yourself? How do you make your adjustments? Not just for your own wants and needs, like you're true,
But to
like to
benefit
be
the
honest
world.
about it. Yes, because you know, you don't, everything is there for everybody.
Yeah.
It's society that you want, always want to one up the next person. We can all have the equal
Right.
amount.
Right. And what's wrong with being equal?
Yes.
What would be the issue with that? What would be the issue of saying, oh, we have the same amount of things? So what's wrong with that? Why do you have to be above or feel like you're above?
I don't know. Something to think about.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Yeah. Just a little, I guess expansion on some of the types of conversations we get to have over here.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, it does get much deeper, but
Yeah.
for conversation's sake, you know, what views, thoughts, comments, experiences, you know, I just think so.
Yeah.
Like, let's share these things, different perspectives. Because again, like I said, a lot of times everybody feels like, well, not everybody, but a lot of people feel like they're right or they want to be right,
Mm-hmm.
opposed to what is. I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot people may have an issue with that,
Mm-hmm.
being truthful for what is.
Mm-hmm.
I try to be very specific on when I speak about things. If I have an opinion, I say I have an opinion. This is
Like,
my
this is
thought
my
processes.
opinion.
This is what I
Mm-hmm.
think. I'm not gonna tell anybody this is what it is.
Right. It's crazy because we were just watching something yesterday where it was about people having opinions and disagreements based on opinions and things of that nature. Because however you formulate your opinion is how you formulate it. Sometimes opinions can be formulated on facts. Sometimes they're formulated because it's influenced by somebody else's opinion.
Mhm.
So being able to say, this is my opinion and not present it as a fact. I think that is important. Like when we communicate
Yeah.
with each other, it's like, okay, well, this is my opinion and I'm going to share it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that I'm saying it's the holy grail of information. Like this is what it is. No, but if there is something that I'm sharing that's a fact, then it could say, well, this is what I've learned as well. So this is no longer an opinion, but this is what I have learned.
Yeah.
It may be different than something you have learned. So share what you learned as well, and then we can see where it fits or where it doesn't fit.
Yeah. So, yeah. What do you think? What do you think?
Our peoples in the comments. What y'all think?
Yeah. So pretty much that's just the thought process that I had. I just wanted to share that with you all.
Well, we thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, if there's not anything else, then
No, I think this is cool. I think it gives, I feel like it gives us as individuals, as people, some things to think about and consider for ourselves and, ponder on and hopefully share with others.
mm-hmm.
So, so again, gratitude to you for wanting to share this with everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So we will speak to you all another time, another episode. Again, we thank you all for listening, for being open minded
Yes.
to the conversation. Hopefully, we can hear from you all in the comments. And we'll talk to you again. Love is love always.
Love is love always. Peace out.